Hey guys! Today I'm going to be filming my August book haul. So I have, wait for it, 33 books that I bought in the month of August. Now I know it's not the month of August currently, but I wanted to show you all of these books that I purchased because I'm super excited about them. Due to the fact that I bought 33 books in one month, I'm probably going to make this video into two parts, so make sure to check out the second part after you're done watching this one. The way that I'm organizing these books is just chronologically in the order that I bought them, so they're not otherwise organized into genres. But the first book that I purchased is called The Glass Sentence. Now I am super excited about this book. I haven't cracked it open yet, but I just want to show you this beautiful cover. So to start with, it's a little bit translucent. Then when you take the dust jacket off, there's actually this really creepy scene underneath here. So this book I bought not because of the beautiful dust jacket, although that did draw me to it, but I bought this book because it sounds super interesting. It's a futuristic-y book where each continent has been cast into a different time period. So if you travel between the continents, you're actually going to different time periods. Like there are future time periods, and then there's the Renaissance, and etc., etc. But I thought that that was such a unique idea, and I haven't ever read a book where different parts of the world were in different time periods, so I'm excited about that. Also, the edges of the pages are gorgeous. Anyway, so that was the first book that I bought. Next I have the first book of the Land of Stories series called The Wishing Spell by Chris Colfer, and yes, that is the same Chris Colfer who is an actor in Glee, the TV show. And I have heard nothing but good things about this book when I was working at Fireside. Lots of people came in, lots of different ages. I know that it looks like it's a middle grade book, and it is a middle grade book. But I had an older woman come in and say that she read it herself and really enjoyed it and purchased the next two in the series. So I'm very excited to read this one. I also bought If I Stay, which is written by Gail Forman, and I know a lot of you probably realized that they just made this into a movie, which came out in the theaters a couple of weeks ago, and I did go and see the movie after I read the book. So I wanted to read the book before the movie came out, which is why I got this one. And I did buy the movie version, the cover. But this book was really good, and I am planning on doing a review on the book to movie adaptation soon. This next book is a little bit out of my comfort zone. It's called The Other Boleyn Girl, and it's a Philippa Gregory novel. Now, I have wanted to sort of put my toe in the water on the historical fiction genre. So I am right now currently reading Outlander, but I wanted to get another book that was a historical fiction, and Philippa Gregory is supposed to be one of the best authors of this genre. So I just picked this one up because I did watch the movie when it came out 5 years ago, something like that, and enjoyed it. So I figured, since I know that I'll enjoy the actual story, let's see if I enjoy the writing style. Orange is the New Black. I'm sure that you all know what this is about. Very popular Netflix TV series right now, okay, so the reason why I purchased this book is that I wanted to read the book before I watched the TV show, except for I started getting into the TV show, and now I'm thinking I'm probably going to want to wait on this until after I finish the TV show so I don't spoil myself for the TV show. Anyway, I have the book, so yay. I got suckered by my friend Jessa into buying Water for Elephants. My grandma was talking about how good of a book this was. I did watch the movie. I did enjoy the movie. Circuses, I'm going to say, circuses creep me out, but I am willing to try, so I'm hoping that this is a really amazing novel. I've heard great things about it, so excited for that one. I also purchased Alienated. So this is a different genre. This is more something that I would normally read. This looks so fascinating. It's about this girl who is a valedictorian in her school, and she gets chosen out of all of the other valedictorians in the United States to be the one person to host the first alien life form on Earth. And so the first alien life form happens to be this handsome young man on the cover here. And so I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen, but I'm very excited to read it. I've also heard really good things about this one. I pretty much only buy books if A, the cover is amazing, or B, I've heard good things about it. So super excited! Okay, so next we have Legend by Marie Lu, and this was a battle book last year in Alaska, so I was eyeing this one since then. I also heard really good things about it. I know I keep saying that, but I really like to purchase books based on recommendations. Anyway, I haven't started it. It's dystopian, it's action-packed, so I'm hoping that I'll like it. Then we have September Girls by Bennett Madison, and this book nobody has recommended to me, but I just thought that it sounded really interesting. So I read the lining of the dust jacket, and it sort of sounds a little bit like sirens, maybe? Like a story about not mermaids, but sirens who lure men into, I don't know. Anyway, it sounded really intriguing, and I decided to pick it up. Next, I have Unravel Me. So this is one of the books in the Shatter Me trilogy, and I just look at the cover. Can you get more beautiful of a cover than this cover right here? I don't think it's possible. So that's why I bought this book. I bought this book because of the cover, and I haven't read any of them yet. This is the second book in the series, Unravel Me. And I hadn't yet purchased Shatter Me, but I found this at my local bookstore, and I decided to pick it up. And I also, at the same time, because I'm a book addict, I picked up Ignite Me, which is the third book in this series, because the cover is also beautiful. So I have those two, and then don't worry, I did buy the first one too, but just I'm doing this chronologically, so you'll see it in a minute. This next book my coworker Jessa recommended to me, and it's called The Chaos of the Stars. So this follows the main character, who is the daughter of Egyptian gods, and I thought that that sounded like a really interesting concept, and I guess she doesn't like her family life, and so we'll see. I love Rainbow Rowell. Oh my goodness, she is one of my favorite contemporary authors at the moment. I have just been devouring her books. Now, this is the second Rainbow Rowell book that I read. I read this right after I purchased it. It follows the story of Georgie McCool, who is having marital problems, and this one week that she decides to stay home and work instead of going and spending the holidays with her family, she finds this magic telephone in her old bedroom where she can call her husband in the past. So she is in the present, and she calls her husband 20 years earlier or something like that, and she can talk to him, and he doesn't realize that she is from the future, and she can talk to him. So it's a really interesting concept. I would say that I didn't like it as much as Eleanor and Park, which was the first Rainbow Rowell book I've read, but I did still really enjoy it, and I would recommend it. The next two books I wasn't sure if I should put in this haul, but I figured why not, so I'm going to show you two cookbooks that I picked up because I am also addicted to eating. So I need to cook food sometimes. So the first one that I purchased is called The Joy of Vegan Baking, and you can see that I already have tried a couple of things and put some sticky notes in there. And there are some good recipes in here. I've got to say, I have enjoyed some of the things that I've made with this in the last month. And then the other one that I got, a little bit edgier, Bake and Destroy. So this is also a vegan cookbook. It says good food for bad vegans. And there are all sorts of recipes in here that are just absolutely delicious looking, from sandwiches to cookies to cupcakes. I'm a big cupcake fan. If you know me, you know that's true. So anyway, I'm super excited about these. I'm going to be eating well in college, I tell you what. All of those books that I just showed you were one trip to the bookstore. The next two books that I'm going to show you I purchased individually, so I went to two separate trips to the bookstore to get these ones. The first one being Wordless by Adrienne Strickland. Now, I have met this author. She is a local author, and I met her, and this is a super fancy copy because it is signed. Signed to me. How special is that? So I have started this book. I am this far the way into it, maybe like a third of the way into it, and so far it's not my cup of tea. But, you know, I'm going to finish it out because I have this thing that when I start books, I like to finish them no matter if I'm actually enjoying them or not. So we'll see. I'll give it a little bit more. I'm not that far into it. It's possible it just, has a slow start. So we'll see about that one.